So today I'll be trying out a new concealer from NYX. This is the Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. And if you're new here, I try out new concealers all the time. And if you'd like to watch my playlist, the link for that will be in the description box below, or you can click the card right there. And on NYX Cosmetics website, this concealer is described as a creamy concealer with a medium buildable coverage and a luminous finish. It also says, carefully calibrated to match our Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation, NYX Professional Makeup Born to Glow Radiant Concealer will give you an instantly brighter under eye in a puff. This micro pearl infused radiant concealer covers up blemishes, blurs imperfection, and boosts radiance. Also great is a contour concealer. The built-in puff blender allows for a quick, precise, no-fuss application and lets you dab, blend, and beautify on the go. So this concealer is available in 24 shades. It has 0.17 fluid ounces of product, and I picked this up for $12. So I picked up the shade Light Ivory, which is the fourth lightest shade, and this sort of has a peachy undertone to it, which I figured would work better for me because I have like huge honkin' dark circles. I'm a little nervous. She keeps staring at me. Will you stop staring at me? This is nerve-wracking. I don't know how people do this with their spouses in the house. I have trouble doing it with a cat watching me. So let's take a look at the Born to Glow concealer compared to some other concealers in my collection. So first is the NYX Born to Glow in the shade Light Ivory. Next is the Maybelline Superstay in the shade 10 Fair. After that is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover in the shade Golden Ivory. Next is the Pixi Concealing Base in the shade Nude. And last is the Revlon Candid Concealer in the shade 15 Light. So I'm also filming a review today for the NYX Born to Glow Foundation, which is already on my face. If you'd like to watch that video, you can click the card right up there, or the link will be in the description box below. So my skin type tends to veer more on the drier side of the spectrum, so I've already moisturized my under eyes with a little bit of rosehip seed oil. I'm prone to under eye dryness, and this just gives concealers the best chance of working out for me. Looking at the ingredients list, I don't see anything that would further aggravate dry skin issues, but I don't see anything that's especially hydrating either. So this concealer is a bit of a mystery to me. The packaging has a ginormous sponge attached to it. I'm not a big fan of concealers that have these huge honking sponges attached to them, and it's mainly because sponges are gross. These kinds of sponges are a pain in the butt to clean as it is, but cleaning these is pretty much non-existent. They're impossible to clean. Bacteria tends to manifest in them, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hypochondriac, but I'm just paranoid about using something that's so bacteria-ridden so close to my eye. Okay, so I guess we just give this a squeeze. I don't want to squeeze too hard. There it goes. Starting to come up into the sponge. That's a lot of product. Okay. A little bit too much for me. I'm just gonna try and blend this out with my concealer brush rather than using the sponge tip because there's just way too much product on there. Let's try and smooth this out with the sponge. Yeah, that's way better. So there's the side with. There's a side without. Coverage looks pretty decent. It doesn't appear to be too drying. It doesn't appear to be drying, but it is slightly mattifying. I know it says this is a radiant concealer, but I don't really see much radiance coming through. So let's just do the other side. Oh my god, that's still too much product. So both eyes are done, and so far, as far as coverage is concerned, I'm pretty impressed. So this one isn't a radiant concealer, even though it claims to be, but it's not especially drying either. It is mattifying, but it doesn't seem to be dehydrating my under eyes. It's very early on, so it's hard to say whether or not this is going to crease, but I like that the coverage is there, but it's very lightweight. Like, I don't feel like I have like a giant ball of cake under my eyes. Well, that painted quite the picture. I would have preferred a doe foot applicator rather than the sponge tip. There was a lot of product that was coming out the top. It would have just given me better control over the concealer, and I would have used less product. So the time is 10:12. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my face. I will see you in the afternoon and let you know how this concealer's been holding up. So time is 5:13. I almost forgot to do this check-in. I got a little distracted playing the piano. Once I go into tunnel vision playing scales, I tend to zone out. You know, I like it and I don't like it. So the coverage still looks good. The dark circles on both sides seem to be covered up completely. On both sides, I don't see anything creasing or cracking. It's just getting a little gunky in the corners. It's not caking, it's just, I don't know, I can't really explain it. I don't know, there's just something about it that's bugging me and I can't figure out what it is. Coverage still looks okay there. And there too. It's not creasing or cracking or anything. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out by the evening. So the time is 9:04. I've had this concealer on for a little over 10 hours now. So let's take a peek. Considering it's been on for as long as it has, it looks okay. It's not my favorite, but it's not the worst concealer I've ever tried either. The coverage has held up. And there's no dehydration happening under my eyes, which I love. This can be a real issue for me with some concealers. Some will dehydrate my skin and make it look crepey. What is happening is I'm getting a little bit of product gunking in the corners, which I don't really care for. So I'll just zoom you in and show you what I see. See, the coverage has held up on both sides. But what's happening here is, I don't know. Just right in the corner, there's just a little bit of caking happening, and I don't really care for that. So this is one I'm going to keep using. I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit more to keep that gunking issue from happening, but it's not dehydrating my under eyes, it's not creasing or settling into fine lines, so for drugstore, this one isn't bad. So if you have any other questions about this product, leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoy concealer reviews and you'd like to see more of them, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!